Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm gonna do something kind of different. I still don't really know what I'm titling this video because I'm kind of talking about a bunch of different things here. But in this video, I kind of want to do like a monthly makeup recap. That might be what I'm titling this. I don't really know. But pretty much, I want to talk about the products that I brought into my collection this month, whether I bought it myself or got it in PR or like recluttered it or like found it, because that happened today. So I want to talk about the new things in my collection, and they might not necessarily be like new products to the market, but they're new to me, so I thought that'd be kind of fun to talk about. And I also want to talk about the makeup that I've been tempted to buy this month, because as you guys know, I'm trying to have like a more curated collection and really use the products that I have, but also still buy some new stuff, because at the end of the day, this is my full-time job, but I still want to use what I have. And so I want to talk about the makeup that I've been like looking at that I might buy in the future, and just like my thought process behind that. So pretty much, I just want to dive deep into my purchases and why I purchased them, and tell you guys more about that, talk about how much I spent and any PR that I received as well. I think I want to try to do this video either monthly or bi-monthly, kind of depending on what has been added to my collection that month. Like if I only added like 2 things, they probably won't waste a whole video on this, so we'll see how frequently I do this, and it kind of depends if you guys like this video or not, but I think it sounds kind of fun just to dive deep into my purchases and really talk about why I'm buying them, just because I am trying to be a smart consumer and not just impulse buy everything all the time. I know you guys are gonna ask me what is on my eye, so I did film a reel/short of this look, and that will already be posted by the time you're watching this video. And I used the Anastasia Jackie Aina palette. This was my favorite palette. Was it 2018 or 2019 when it came out? I don't remember, but like whatever year it came out, this was my favorite palette. I think it's so freaking beautiful. So I just had so much fun creating this look for reels. I will list every single shade I use down below in the description box, as well as any other makeup on my face that you might want to know what I'm wearing. So before we get into what I added to my collection this month, I want to just quickly talk about like my spending habits and how I'm trying to change that this year. So I don't know about you guys, but I am a big impulse buyer. It's something I've struggled with like my entire life. Like I see something, I want it. I want that like instant gratification. And so I've always had a problem just buying what I wanted in that moment. So what I started doing like the last year in my daily personal life is if there was something I really wanted, I would write it down and then maybe like revisit it in a week or two. And so I was like, why don't I do that with makeup as well? So what I do is I have a note on my phone, and if I'm scrolling through Instagram, maybe Trend Mood posted something new or someone's talking about a product and it like piques my interest, I'm like, ooh, I want that. I like have that urge to buy it that moment. I will write it down on my list with the date. So it kind of stops me from buying it in the moment, but I'm still writing it down so I can think about it later. So then if like 2 weeks later, I'm still thinking about that product, like I still want it, maybe I'll dive in deeper into it, like do a little more research on it and really think about, would this be a good purchase for me? Do I really need this item in my makeup collection? So it kind of forces me to think about the why. Like, why did I want this product? Was it because it was just trending and being hyped up on TikTok, or is this something I am missing from my collection? So doing that method of writing down the products and then revisiting it a few weeks later has really helped me just spend less money in general. But if I come back to the item and I still want it, I will let myself buy it. I did think about doing like a low buy or no buy for makeup, but I think I'm gonna start with this and kind of ease myself into it, because I kind of have a hard time saying no to myself, because I'm always like, treat yourself, reward yourself. So I will be going over those products that were on my January want to buy list. So anyways, I'm just trying to be a smarter consumer when I'm purchasing products. So I hope this kind of inspires you a little bit. But let's talk about the products that were added to my collection this month, products I received in PR and stuff I bought myself, and how much I spent as well. All right, so let's start with PR. I know you guys see a lot of influencers on like TikTok and YouTube that receive like packages of makeup every single day, and I'm here to tell you I do not receive that much PR. When I first started on YouTube, I would accept PR from like any brand that wanted my address, just because I wanted free makeup, I wanted free stuff. Like that was so cool and so new to me. But now that my collection kind of got out of hand and I decluttered a lot, I'm a lot pickier about who I accept and receive PR from. So I actually only receive maybe like 1 or 2 PR boxes a week, which to me feels really good. It's very manageable. So this month I did receive a package from e.l.f. It had some of their new launches in it. It had the 4 color correctors, the gripping the gripping primer, the roller lash mascara, oops, not roller lash, oh my gosh, the Lash and Roll mascara, and 3 shades of the Luminous Putty primer. So I only kept 2 items out of the whole PR package, so I ended up keeping the e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara. I can't believe I said roller lash because this is a dupe for the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. And I was actually pretty excited to try this because I really liked the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. It was one of my favorites for years, but as you guys know, I don't really support Benefit anymore because they don't support smaller creators. And so I was pretty excited to try this. I've definitely been more into like tubing mascaras recently, but I thought this one was pretty good and I would compare it to Roller Lash. I did use it today, but I obviously am wearing fake eyelashes as well. It's kind of been a minute since I've used like a drugstore mascara, but I do really like this and I will continue to use it. And then I did also keep one of the shades of the Luminous Putty Bronzer. What shade is this? Sun Chaser? I think that's the shade. So it looks like this, and I've really been liking this too, guys. I almost didn't keep this one because I did declutter all of the matte e.l.f. bronzers, but I had those for like a year or two, so they were just kind of old. But Luminous Putty Bronzer, I was like, ooh, I think I actually would like this, and turns out I really do. Honestly, I've been using this like nonstop. Like, I set my Rare Beauty bronzer aside in my drawers. I will revisit it in the future, and I've been using just this one for my cream bronzer, and it's beautiful. It blends out great. It is luminous, but it's not like too shiny. So then with the other products in the PR box, I decided not to keep any of the color correctors just because I don't use color correctors, so why would I keep them? And then with the e.l.f. gripping primer, I also just don't like gripping primers. I like more of a dewy, hydrating, luminous primer. I did try the Milk gripping primer and I did not like that one, so I figured I probably wouldn't like this e.l.f. one either. I'm also just trying to use up my primer, so I decided not to keep those, and those all go in my giveaway bin, which I do giveaways throughout the year. I did also receive the Sigma and On Nook palette. It is downstairs right now and I'm just kind of too lazy to grab it, but it is a beautiful palette. I already posted a video where I did 3 looks in one video. That was my last video posted, so if you want to see that, I will link that down below for you. But I was super excited to get that palette. You guys know I love Sigma's eyeshadows and their formula, and I was just so happy for On because we do very similar style of videos where we both just kind of focus on the eyes, so I'm super proud of her. That's an amazing collab for her. And then just this morning, I got a package from Natasha Denona with her new I Need a Red set, and this one I kind of went back and forth on because yes, I wanted to try her formula and this new like shape of lipstick, but I also have to remind myself that I never wear red lipstick. I only own like 1 or 2 red lipsticks and I probably wear them once or twice a year, so I don't feel like I need to add another red to my collection as much as I want to try her formula. She had a lip liner in there as well, and I love her lip liners, but I just didn't need to add those to my collection, so those will be rehomed to someone who will love those red lipsticks. So that was all the PR I received this month. Now let's talk about some purchases. So I actually had an Amazon gift card because I was kind of working with Amazon on some beauty stuff, and they gave me a $100 gift card to buy some makeup products with. And I was like, cool, let's buy some makeup products. So I got all drugstore stuff, and I have used these things a few times now, so I can give you some mini reviews. So the first product I bought is this Milani cream blush in Nude Kiss. It is such a beautiful kind of nude rosy color, like a really good everyday color. And I just wanted to try some more drugstore cream blushes. You guys know I love cream blushes, but I don't have many drugstore ones. I actually don't know if I have. Do I have any drugstore ones? I don't know, but I have this one now. But I really have been enjoying the formula and the color of this cream blush. So one of you actually recommended this to me. It is the Flower Beauty Blush Balm, and I got the shade Pinched. And I'm not happy with this, and I think it's just because of the color, because let me show you this, right? It looks kind of like it would be maybe like a peachy orange brown shade, right? But let me show you this. So you squeeze it out, right? So it looks like that. And I blend it in, and this just looks like gross and ugly to me. It almost kind of looks like my skin tone, but just like yellowier. Like, see how that blended into nothing? And I was looking back at the swatches online, and the swatches didn't look like this. So I actually went back to Amazon's website to return this product, and they gave me the refund, but they're like, you don't need to send the product back. And I was like, well, sweet, but now I have this blush that literally does nothing for me. Even when I'm pale, it literally does not show up on my skin. So if you have tried this and you have a color that you like, please let me know what color, because this color Pinched is honestly just awful. And also, while I was on Amazon's page, like I was just kind of like going through all the makeup stuff, right? The brand Julep Beauty kept popping up, and I remember when I worked at Ulta, I loved the Julep eyeliners. They also had like some cream shadow sticks I really liked. Their packaging is different than what I remember it to be like 5-6 years ago, but I was like, ooh, I remember I used to like their stuff, so I wanted to pick up a few things. So I did pick up one of their cream blushes. What is this shade? Peony Pink, because I wanted kind of a brighter pink blush. because I don't really have anything like this. And here's what it looks like. A very pretty bright pink. I'm still kind of working on the best way to apply this, whether or not I like to do it on my cheek or like pick it up on a brush at first, but I do really like this color. It's kind of different for me. I don't have anything like this, which is why I bought this shade. The packaging just also reminded me of my Rare Beauty bronzers, which I love, so I was kind of hoping that like this would be just as amazing as them. It's not amazing, but I do like it, and I still need to get some more use out of it. And then also from Julep, I bought a black eyeliner. And before you yell at me, if you saw my makeup inventory, I bought this as like I bought this because in the end YouTube is my job, and you guys know I'll say this in every video, I love the Haus Labs liner. It looked like it was discontinued, but I did see on Amazon the other day. Anyways, I was looking for a dupe of this because you guys ask me all the time, Angela, what's a good dupe for this? And I'm like, I don't know, because I own 3 of these, so I'm trying to use these. But I remembered how much I loved this pencil like 5-6 years ago, so I picked it up, and it's pretty freaking good. I would say it's not as good as this, but like it's close. But one day when I was doing my makeup, I did wear the Haus Labs on one side and this one on the other, and like visually I could not see a difference. Formula wise they worked the same. The only thing is that this one doesn't stay in my waterline as well as the Haus Labs one does. Like I think I need to do some more like side-by-side comparisons, but I do enjoy this eyeliner, and it's pretty cheap too. I don't remember how much it was. Again, I had a gift card too, but I will link everything down below, of course. And then I also picked up the new-ish NYX Bare With Me concealer serum because I feel like I was hearing so many people talk about this, and the packaging of this reminded me of like the old MAC, was like the Pro Longwear concealer, and I loved that one, you know, years ago. And I haven't tried some NYX products in a while, so I wanted to pick this one up. So I got the shade Vanilla, and I do like this concealer. It's very lightweight, not too cakey, not too much, but I feel like it doesn't cover my under eyes as much as I would want it to. You know, I pair all of my concealers with my Sigma under eye corrector. Even with this on top, I still feel like I could see my dark circles under my eyes. So I do like this more on a natural makeup day. Like I would not wear this on a makeup look like today where I'm trying to do like a full coverage glam look, you know, but on a natural no makeup day it is really, really pretty. The shade is good, the consistency is good. I like how it kind of sinks into my skin. I just wish it had like a tiny bit more coverage. So I also did make a purchase at Ulta, but sadly I don't have those products yet. They're coming this Friday. I'm filming today on the 25th. So you'll see these products if I do that video next month, but I'll just quickly tell you what I bought. So I did buy another one of the NYX Brow Glues. Mine is running pretty low, and I use this every single time I use my brows, and I don't want to be without it, so I ordered a backup of that one. They did come out with some tinted shades, but I just got the clear one. I already have like dark brow hair, so I don't really need a tinted brow gel. I also bought the Makeup Revolution cream bronzer because I believe this was Kelly Gooch's favorite bronzer of last year, and I like Kelly Gooch's opinions, and she just keeps raving about it, so I picked up that. I also picked up one of the new Essence Baked blushes. I think it was, I saw Jen Phelps and Lauren May Beauty talking about these, and I was like, it's a cheap blush, like I could try it, and I don't have any baked blushes right now, so I'm totally up for trying a drugstore baked blush. I also ordered a lip oil for Makeup Revolution. I've been wanting to try some more lip oils because I was going through my lip products, and I really only have tried the Sigma one, so I wanted to try some more lip oils, so I thought a drugstore one would be a good option. And then I did make one more purchase at Urban Decay. Again, I don't have the product yet, but I did order their new Quickie concealer. It's supposed to be a full coverage concealer, which I love. It has like a little brush at the tip, which I don't really love, but again, I haven't even tried the product yet. I physically do not have it. I think it's coming Friday as well. But I'm kind of thinking of doing like a full day wear test plus first impressions of that concealer, just like a full video dedicated to this new Urban Decay concealer, because I've always liked Urban Decay skin products. All their foundations, you guys know, like I'm using this every day. All of their like naked skin concealers I've always really liked, so I kind of have high hopes for that one. So I was pretty proud of myself for mostly buying drugstore products, which I don't normally do. Like I want to try to get into more drugstore makeup and not always be shopping at Sephora, because I know I tend to do that. But again, I had an Amazon gift card for those drugstore products, so I spent about a total of $74 this month on makeup, which I feel really good about, and I'm happy with that number. I also want to quickly mention some makeup that I I literally found. And you're like, Angela, how do you find makeup? Let me tell you. So in my apartment, I have my makeup room right here. We have like a whole upstairs like bonus room, and then my boyfriend has like an office right there. And his office, I was kind of storing some extra stuff in because like this room is pretty full, right? And so he was cleaning out and reorganizing his office the other day. He's like, Angela, you have a box of stuff in here. And I was like, oh, okay, let me go through it. I found a full box like this big full of e.l.f. makeup. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was so annoyed at myself for finding this box of makeup. A lot of it was untouched, so I did end up donating most of it, but there were a few products in there I was like, ooh, I actually kind of want to try those because I feel like they could be kind of good. And turns out these products are amazing, so let me tell you about these e.l.f. products I have now rediscovered. First is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is in the shade Light. Now, I've been hearing Sarah Rose talk about this powder for a while now, and I wasn't ever planning on buying it, but once I saw this in that box, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally gonna try this. And guys, I honestly think it's just as good as the RCMA one that I have been using for years under my eyes, literal years. This is just as good. I think it's cheaper as well. Honestly, this powder gets me excited, and like, it just looks like this. It's kind of hard to show a powder on camera really, but just a smooth, lightweight powder. It sets my under eyes beautifully. That's the only place I use it. I use like the Kosas powder to set my whole face, but this powder under my eyes, I love it. I have really been enjoying this powder, which I'm just shocked by. And then I also rediscovered these two blushes, and one of these I literally cannot stop wearing. So this is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in the shade Always Punchy. Now, whenever I try to find this online and link it, I can't find it, which I'm so pissed about because I've been wearing this blush pretty much every single time I do my makeup. It is just like the perfect shade of pink. I need more swatches here. I think the formula, honestly, the formula is fine, but like something about this color, I just love it, and I don't think I own anything really like it, so I just find myself continuously grabbing for this every single day. And I've really been liking to apply this with the Sigma and Samantha, what are they calling this? The tapered contour brush, because it's a really like fluffy face brush, and so I just take a little bit of this, bloop, bloop, bloop. I love it. Amazing. Then I also found another blush. Again, it's a primer infused blush, and the shade is called Always Cheeky. Now this one I can find online, and this is like a super, super pale peach color. But what I've been kind of doing with this is I use it as like a blending blush shade. Like, you know how with your eyeshadow you put like a transition shade in your crease? I've been using this as like a transition blush shade. Does that make sense? So I've been taking a Sigma F35, and I'll place this like around the edges of my blush just to give me like even a smoother transition into like my concealer, my face makeup, and I think it is really pretty, but the Always Punchy is like my go-to right now. It's crazy. And then I did also reclutter a blush. So what I was doing is I was going through my products for my declutter, and I was putting the packages together to send to Project Beauty Share, which is where I donate all my makeup to, and I found this Flower Beauty blush in the shade Peach Primrose, and I was like, I don't think I gave this blush a fair enough chance, so I did add it back into my collection. I still haven't used it since, but I do plan on using this, probably putting it in like a Shop My Stash. I definitely have been more into like pinky blushes recently, and this definitely leans more peach, but I still feel like I need to give it a fair shot. Whew! So those were all the products that I added to my collection this month. Now I want to talk about the products that I was tempted to buy and the products that I put on my little possibly buy makeup list. So this is kind of like those will I buy it videos, but instead of talking about like every single new product, I'm just telling you the things that I was tempted to buy and may buy in the future. Okay, in the classic will I buy it fashion, I will scoot over so I can pop pictures up of the things right here because I know it's fun to look at the stuff because I obviously physically don't have it. So I actually started this list back in December is when I was like, I'm gonna start doing this. And the first product is the Makeup by Mario. I think it's called the Ethereal Eyes palette or something like that. You know what palette I'm talking about. I have had so many people that are like, Angela, are you gonna buy this? Do you want it? And I have stopped myself so many times from buying it because yes, it's a beautiful palette. Yes, the shades look stunning, but I'm like, I know I already have those shades in my collection somewhere, and do I really need another neutral palette? I also did not like the Master Mattes palette that he came out with. I think I actually decluttered that one when I did my eyeshadow palette declutter, but I've heard some people say that this formula is different than that palette, so that part of me makes me want to try it, and that's why I put it on this list, because it is possible I might buy it maybe during like the next Sephora sale or something like that. Also in December, I put the Makeup by Mario foundation on there. You guys know everyone and their freaking grandmother has been raving about this foundation. Not even really raving about it, just everyone's talking about it, and I've heard pretty mixed reviews. Some people say it's sparkly, some people say it's not sparkly, and when it first came out, I just wanted it because everyone was talking about it. But when I like really thought about what would this foundation do for me, I don't think I really want it, because you guys know I've really been more into like tinted moisturizers and more lightweight foundations, and I really don't need another medium to full coverage foundation right now. It's just not what I like to wear. So while I do think it could be a beautiful foundation, I just don't think it's something that I would really gravitate to, so that's why I have not bought it. A few weeks ago, I think Trend Mood posted about these new Kosas baked blushes that are coming out, and I still don't think they're out yet, but I actually might buy one when they do come out, because again, I don't have many baked blushes. I did just buy that Essence one, so we'll see how that one goes. But I do really love Kosas's powders. I use the Cloud Set powder every single time I do my makeup, so I do think I would enjoy their blush formula, so I'm kind of interested in it. I might pick one of those up. And then I wrote down the Flower Beauty contour wands and also the highlights. I am so tempted to buy these, probably just because they're a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one, and obviously they're a more inexpensive version of it. And the reason why I haven't bought the contour one yet is just because I have a lot of cream bronzers I'm really liking right now. The Rare Beauty one, the Say one, I just talked about the e.l.f. one. So I'm kind of happy with what I have and don't really feel like I need something new. And then for the Flower Beauty highlights, I haven't bought that one yet because I have a mini of the Charlotte Tilbury one that I still want to get more use out of, and I actually don't grab for it that much. I'm still trying to figure out if I actually really do like cream liquid highlights, so I don't think I'll pick that one up. I might pick up the contour one eventually, but we will see. I also wrote down these Hourglass lipsticks. This was such like an impulsive thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I need that. No, I don't. I think it's just the shiny gold packaging. I think they're a satin lipstick, so it just looks really pretty in the photos. And I'm currently going through my lip collection right now trying to get rid of stuff, and I'm like, I do not need another lipstick. I'm sure I have a shade like the one that I wanted from that collection. So those were just a shiny new lipstick, and I just don't need that right now. Next, I wrote down the Dior blush. I've been thinking about this blush for a while now, and I think I will purchase it eventually just because when did it go viral? Sometime last year, right? That rosy pink blush that everyone's talking about. I think I will buy it because I've been wanting it for a while now, and I don't think I have anything like that. I also wrote down the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer. Like I said, I've really been liking tinted moisturizers and more lightweight foundations, so I think maybe in the spring, summer, if I'm like, ooh, I really want a new tinted one, I'll probably buy that one. I actually feel like I need to read more reviews and watch some videos on it and see how other people felt about it, but like maybe once I finish my Hydromaniac, I'll pick that one up, but I think that will be the next tinted moisturizer I buy. And then on January 20th, I wrote down the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Cream Blushes. Oh, these look gorgeous. I probably will buy it when they come out just because I only own one of her cream blushes. It is the shade Pinkgasm, so it's like one of the shimmery ones, but a matte version of that just sounds stunning. Like I love the pigment of those blushes, so I think I would really like it. I probably will pick one up. And then on the 21st, I wrote down the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Glow Face Primer. I was this close to buying it, and let me tell you why. So I told you I bought the Quickie concealer from Urban Decay's website, and once I added the concealer to my cart, it was like spend $25 more and get free shipping. And that gets me all the time because I'm like, oh, I'll just buy one more thing, then I get free shipping. But is it really worth for me buying a $38 primer for me to not pay an $8 shipping fee? I honestly sat there on my computer like really debating. I'm like, do I need a primer or do I just pay the shipping? And then I ultimately decided just to pay the damn shipping fee. I have my Too Faced Hangover Primer I'm trying to pan. I have my Say glowy one that I freaking love. I have some other ones in my collection I want to get some use out of, so I was like, I don't need another primer. But I didn't even know that this Ultra Glow Face Primer existed. I do have the just regular all-nighter one, which I think is decent, but just the word glow in it made me really want it. But in the end, I was like, I don't need another primer right now. And then just yesterday, Trend Mood posted the new Danessa Myricks Matte Color for Cheeks and Lips. And this one I'm pretty interested in because I haven't tried anything from Danessa Myricks. I've kind of heard some mixed opinions and thoughts about some of her products, but I haven't tried anything myself. And honestly, I just kind of want to try her formula. I think a matte cream blush sounds beautiful. See, but then I'm struggling because I know Charlotte Tilbury's coming out with the matte at once, and so is Danessa Myricks. So which one do I want more? Probably the Danessa Myricks, just because I haven't tried her formula yet. So we'll see. So those were all the products that I was tempted to buy this month. This was kind of fun to do. It's kind of fun to like talk out loud and tell you guys my thoughts, and I would love to hear your feedback as well. So I know this video was kind of all over the place, but I really wanted to do this idea and tell you what's new in my collection, why did I buy it, what did I get in PR, what am I tempted to buy. So if you enjoy this type of video, please let me know, and if you have any like tips or suggestions, I'm open to hearing them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.